Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for a very special and exciting Scenic and Emerald Cruises webinar. My name is Anna. I'm an Industry Relations Manager here at CLIA, and I'm going to just quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. This webinar will run about 40 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, which is CLIA Global. And with that, it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Richard Hickey. Richard has been working in various positions for several major travel companies throughout his 33-year travel career. He began with Norwegian Cruise Lines and has been involved with both inside and field sales efforts for Disney Cruise Line, Club Med, and Oceania, as manager of national accounts for MSC Cruises. He has a very strong reputation within the agent community as a supporter of their sales efforts. And with that, take it away, Richard.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and always a pleasure to talk to you. Well, hello, travel partners, wherever you are. I hope you're well. Thank you for taking your time to hear about Scenic Group and kind of where we are and where we're going. I hope life is opening up wherever you are. I'm down here in South Florida, and we seem to be opening up and all kinds of good things going on. But anyways, a little bit about Scenic Group. We've got a 36-year history behind us as an Australian company. Our owner started as a tour motor coach touring around Australia, and over the years, you can see here by this slide here that our portfolio has changed and grown and diversified from touring to river cruising into small ship ocean cruising. So I've got a lot of information that I want to share with you, and hopefully when that guest calls you or comes into your office looking for a river or a small ocean ship experience, we're the company to look for. We're kind of like a travel advisor's one-stop shop for small ship experiences. But hey, I want to start off by saying we're back. We started cruising again on the rivers in Europe in late July. Really pleased to be back in the waters. Here is a map of Europe where usually when all 24 ships are cruising, but for 2021, we currently only have 6 ships between the two brands, Emerald and Scenic Cruising. So we started in late July on the Douro, both brands, Scenic and Emerald on the Douro. Both brands also are cruising on the Rhine and Danube. So we've got the Rhine highlights, Gems of Danube, as well as our 15-day cruises from Amsterdam to Budapest. And we're also in the Bordeaux region with Scenic, covering all 4 wine regions. So that's our world for 2021. Hopefully, when we do start the season in April of next year, all of our rivers will be open. All of our sailings in the rivers in France, Southeast Asia, the Mekong and Irrawaddy, and of course, Russia. But right now, these are the rivers that we're focusing on. I just returned from Portugal, cruising the Douro on the Emerald Radiance. I'm not going to go through all this, but I just want you to know and reassure you that protocols are in place. Our commitment to guests and crew, their well-being is the utmost important. We've got all types of protocols in place, but the most important thing is for guests to cruise on Emerald or Scenic, they must be vaccinated. They must be vaccinated, okay? And that's going into 2022 currently as of now, going into 2022. Obviously, things may change. You can see this information on our website. You can reach out to your sales representatives, which I'll share at the end for a little bit more information, but do know that protocols in place, and it was a great cruise on the Douro. We had some Americans and some Brits on board, and COVID didn't even come up. Yeah, we addressed it on board. The crew addressed it. All the crew was wearing masks. They're all vaccinated, but everybody enjoyed themselves both on and off the ship. So let's go river cruising. So we're going to talk about Scenic first, Scenic River Cruising. If you aren't familiar with Scenic, we currently own and operate our 16 ships when we are in full production. I'm sorry, 15 what we call spaceships. Most of our spaceships hold up to 163 guests. We do have some smaller ones. And our core message always is we are a truly all-inclusive experience. We are the leader in all-inclusive river cruising. The perks and privileges are all there. It's all the dining, it's all the beverages, the spirits, the wines, Butler service for all guests, not just the suites, but all categories have access to the butlers. Our ships are designed for the rivers that we cruise, custom designed for the rivers that we cruise. But most importantly, as you know, river cruising is about the destination. It's about stepping ashore in these fairy tale towns and fabled cities and really engaging in the culture, the history, the architecture, and the cuisine. So our award-winning tours are most important. We have our free choice tours based on interest and activity level, and Scenic Enrich. These are exclusive events. So again, the goal is for your clients to get off without any charge. And as you know, when you're selling to that upscale client, the convenience of everything being all-inclusive goes a long way. On board our spaceships, very comfortable. We promote that country club casual ambiance. There's no formal attire, no dress-up nights, really. We do have some nights where guests may wear a jacket, gentlemen wear a jacket, ladies kind of a casual dress as well, but we try to promote that country club casual feel as you see here in the Panorama Lounge. Accommodations starting our verandas are 205 square feet. Now, if you take that veranda away, you've got our starting staterooms down on the jewel deck at 160 square feet. We've got mattresses that are manufactured exclusively for Scenic, called the Scenic Slumber Bed, dressed up with Egyptian cotton linen. You've got the infotainment centers where guests can stay connected if they want to, with Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi is included. They can watch current events. We do have TVs that they can watch current events or movies, but obviously one of the highlights we'd like to focus on is our verandas, because at Scenic Group, we've done away with the typical French balcony and step out balcony with a metal railing. We've got the Scenic Sun Lounge. So as you can see, it's a large glass window, bottom part is stationary, top part's adjustable with the touch of a button. So no matter what the weather's like, the guests can sit outside and enjoy the veranda and the river landscapes as they're cruising. We have the upscale toiletries, the L'Occitane toiletries on board as well. And this is our top category. So over in Europe, we have our suites all the way up to 520 square feet, the Royal Owner's Suite. On some of the ships, we do have 2 of these on board, but on 10 of our spaceships in Europe, you've got this larger suite, separate bedroom, walk-in closet, separate sitting area. And for those guests that do like the larger bathrooms with a separate tub and shower, you get them in those suite categories on board the Scenic Space-Ships. Europe up to 560 square feet, and in Southeast Asia on the Spirit, we have suites as large as 860 square feet. So no reason we call them spaceships. I always encourage you, our travel partners, to educate yourself on the amenities and services that the butlers offer. All right. Our butlers are expertly trained before they get on board the spaceships. They're there to really pamper the guests. And again, we don't discriminate. All categories do have access to the butler service. However, when you book your clients in those higher categories, those suites, the amenities and services are much more generous. You get the packing, the unpacking, they draw the baths, they'll deliver the canopies in the suites as well. Beverage service, shoe signing, garment pressing. And because we have multiple dining options on board, from relaxed to fine dining, some of the experiences do require a reservation. So you can always check with your butler and they will secure the reservation on the night you would like to dine in the alternative experiences. So again, encourage you to take a look at what we do offer in those higher categories with the amenities and the butlers. We've got a sheet on the portal website. Also, you can reach out to your sales representative and discuss those services as well. On all the spaceships, we do have fitness centers. We have found that more and more guests do like to take their workout routine on board with them. So on the spaceships, we have these fitness centers. You've got some cardiovascular machines, some light weights as well, but also a new addition is our activity managers. The activity managers are really playing an integral part in the guest experience. They'll offer some stretching classes, yoga classes. They also interact with the guests on some of the tours, and in the evening, there'll be some entertaining as well. So between the fitness centers and the activity managers, those guests can really continue their workout routine on and off the ships. Now, let's take a look on shore because, as I mentioned, really river cruising, as we take you through these countries, it's about really experiencing the culture and the history. And in Scenic, we offer the best in the touring. So we have two categories. We really have what's called free choice. So free choice are our tours that are based on activity level. They can be relaxed, they can be moderate, or they can be very active. And in most ports, guests will be able to choose up to 4 free choice tours. Here's just a couple examples. So for example, on the Danube, we'll go to the Artistan Castle. These are actually the owners of the castle. Dates back to 15th century. We go over there, we do some wine tasting, have some refreshing, and the owners will sit there and tell us some stories and some lies and have a lot of fun. We found out that our guests, your clients, look for some real authentic experiences. So we're offering some more home-hosted activities. In the Douro Valley, we go over to this young lady's home for a home-hosted lunch, and we get to experience some of her special bread that she's famous for. And then if you're active, like me, we have our electrically assisted bikes. These are e-bikes. We have a lot of bike tours. Here's a sample of one of the tours that I've been on in the Medoc region in the Bordeaux area, where we ride around for about 3 hours, we do some wine tasting, and we come back to the ship. So again, it's important to let your clients know that we have the free choice tours based on interest and activity level. But then our Scenic Enrich, these are the wow moments. All right? These are the exclusive events where we take your clients behind the scene for special access and private moments. Could be a live concert like you have in the Palais Liechtenstein in Vienna. Or also in Bordeaux, we have the Chateau d'Aguessac. This is a 13th century chateau, one of the oldest chateaus in the Medoc region. We have some wine tasting and a nice concert as well. Also, on the Danube region outside of Salzburg, we partnered with a company that has the rights to the Sound of Music. So it's an all-day Scenic Enrich where we bus our guests out to this private chateau. We have a nice lunch, and then this is a picture of the actual crew. They get up and sing the old favorites. And then a new one that we introduced also in the Bordeaux region is the Bassin de la Lumière. This is actually the world's largest digital art center. So we're going to go there after hours. It's a former submarine base. We have some refreshments, take a look at the art. So these are examples of what our journey designers create for your clients to walk away with those wow experiences. And most importantly, they're included and exclusive as well. New for 2022, we've got some culinary themed cruises in France. So if you've got those foodies, take a look. We've got 2 cruises. We have the flavors of Bordeaux and the taste of southern France. Obviously, these areas do focus on the wine experience. What we're bringing really going to cater to more of the culinary experience as well. We're going to have some local chefs come on board, prepare their local flavors as well. But also what's great about these 2 rivers is the 2 ships that we have cruising in Bordeaux in the south of France have the Scenic Culinaire, which is our cooking school. This is a first on a river, one of our innovations. You know it's popular on ocean cruising. We have cooking classes throughout the cruise, but it's also part of our free choice tours where guests are going to go ashore, pick up some ingredients, and come back and prepare a little bit of a meal here. I've cruised the region a couple times. We put the aprons on, the hats. It's truly a lot of fun. So if you've got those foodies, make sure you let them know about these cruises that we have in 2022. Now we're going to transition over to the Scenic Eclipse, our discovery yacht. Kind of go back between river and ocean. So if you're not familiar with the Scenic Eclipse, she did start sailing with us in August of 2019 and was on her last sailing in March of 2020 when COVID hit. So we had to cruise around for an additional 6 days with our guests, and they got to really enjoy the eclipse for additional 6 days until we found a port where we could disembark everyone and fly them out. But she really made a statement in that short first season. She's combined for both luxury and discovery, or what's called expedition. And I'm sure you're familiar that expedition cruising is becoming really popular. Seeing a lot more cruise lines get into this expedition cruising, but she combines both a luxury and that discovery experience. She holds 228 guests, except in the polar regions, where we have to scale back to 200 guests. On that discovery side, she's built with what's called a Polar 6 hull. It's an ice-rated hull. It's just a downgrade from an icebreaker to safely navigate the polar regions. All 114 suites have private verandas, truly all-inclusive, just like Scenic Rivers. It's all the beverages, 84 different types of wine on board. We've got the sake flowing in cocos. We've got the French champagne flowing in Lumieres. We have the 100 choice whiskey bar in the Scenic Lounge. All the dining, 9 dining experience that are included. Most are open seating. We do have some smaller experiences where reservations are needed, but also guests have access to butlers, expertly trained butlers, where there's 24-hour room service if they like it, okay? You've got those Scenic Freechoice tours based on interest and activity, Scenic Enrich, those exclusive experience, but the heart of the Scenic Eclipse is our discovery team that I'll talk about. So again, all the perks and privileges are included except for the spa services that we've got on board in the Census Spa, and a ride in our helicopters and submarines that I'll address with you. So this is the Scenic Lounge. This is the main lounge, very beautiful. Our owner's wife is in charge of all the decor of all the ships, whether it's river or ocean. She does a wonderful job handpicking the furnishing and the paintings. But this is an actual picture of the 100 choice whiskey bar that you see in the back there. Actually, it's 110 choices. We have some nice entertainment here as well. When you look at the accommodations, this is our starting Deluxe Verandah suite at 345 square feet. Separate sitting area. All the staterooms, ladies, you'll enjoy this. We've got the Dyson hair dryers. Those are the Mac Daddy hair dryers that you've got. Every one of the suites and staterooms has a complimentary minibar that's replenished daily. We get into our suite category. This is the spa suite category, going up to 538 square feet. You've got the Philippe Stark jacuzzi tubs. You've got the 4 poster beds here. Also that private sitting area. When you book your clients starting in this spa suite category, they'll start to receive complimentary spa treatments, 1 hour in the Census Spa. And then the largest category is the owner's penthouse suite at 2,099 square feet. Right? This is a living area. You've got a tailored wine bar for the guests. You've got a dining table that will seat 10 guests for in-suite dining. And this is the actual bedroom that you can sell to your clients. You've got the walk-in closets, the larger bathrooms with the tubs. So again, starting at 345 square feet all the way to 2,099 square feet. So some very spacious accommodations for your clients on the Scenic Eclipse. And this is the actual veranda outside of the owner's penthouse suite. So we've got 2 of these that guests can really enjoy. All right. Dining. Chefs take great pride in the dining experience. As I said, we've got 9 dining experiences for your clients to enjoy, from relaxed, casual to fine dining. You've got Elements, which is our main restaurant, steak, seafood, Italian. You've got Coco's, where 3 experiences are in one. You've got the sushi bar, you've got the Asian fusion, and then in the middle image here, you've got the Teppanyaki grill. Coco's at Teppanyaki, which reservations are needed. You've got the Azure Bar and Grill, which is after the ship, which is kind of casual, relaxed early morning breakfast, sandwiches, salads for lunch. In the evenings, we'll have some tapas. We've got the Yacht Club, but then we also have what's called the chef's table. Now, the chef's table is invitation only, and it operates every 48 hours because it does take the executive chef 48 hours to prepare a 13-course meal. And how are guests invited? Obviously, we do start with our loyalty program and where they are situated on the ship, so starting in a higher category. So plenty of opportunity to dine on board the Scenic Eclipse. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the heart of the Eclipse experience is our discovery team. And our discovery team, they're all experts in their field. We've got biologists on board. We've got veterinarians on board, wildlife veterinarians. So a wonderful crew. And what we've decided to do is we offer such unique experiences that we have 3 different voyages. And the discovery team are also going to be arranging the helicopter tours because we have 2 Airbus H-130 helicopters. There's a charge for the helicopters, but they're going to be offering, depending on the location, heli skiing, heli-landa, heli-hiking, helicopter golf, and we're going to have some dining experiences. And as I have said earlier, there's a hell of a lot of experiences that the Eclipse is offering. So there is an extra charge. They are in a hangar up on top. We've got pilots and engineers and mechanics on board, or they're going to organize an adventure in Scenic Neptune. This is our submersible that has the ability to take us down 900 feet. Hasn't gone down that far, but let your clients know about these. Currently, you're not able to pre-book these. What happens is when guests do get on board, there's some logistics and restrictions behind with weight, height. So we do have that on board. So they do book the helicopter and submarine on board. So these are some extras for them. As I said, we break down the Eclipse voyages by 3 categories. So we have expedition, we have discovery, and we have cruise voyages. What this means is no matter where you send your clients on the Scenic Eclipse, they're going to have an expedition component to their cruise. All right. So this is the map of where the Eclipse goes. So she's getting prepared this fall to head down to Antarctica. So we're going to start down at the bottom of the map there at the Antarctica, where she'll spend about 4 months down there covering the Antarctica area. Then she'll reposition over to Europe, covering the Mediterranean. Then she'll go into the Baltic areas, up to the top of the world, to the Arctic, Iceland, go through the Northwest Passage. And next summer, she's going to be going down the west coast of the US, Vancouver, San Diego, with stops along California. And then she'll do the Central South America, where she'll end up in November 2022 down in Antarctica as well. 2023, she'll be going into Japan, Northeast Passage, and we do have the second Eclipse, Eclipse 2, that's under construction. We will plan on launching in Q1 of 2023. So we'll have both Scenic Eclipse 1 and 2 cruising these areas as well. Getting ready, as I said, to head down to Antarctica for the Q1 starting in January, her voyages. I encourage you, if you've got clients that want to step on the 7th continent, take a look at the Scenic Eclipse. This is our 12-day our 11-night, 12-day round trip at Ushuaia. We have 2 days at sea through the Drake Passage, and we spend about 6.5 days down on the Antarctica Peninsula with the landings. Again, our discovery team, all 20 of them are there to make sure that you're enjoying your experience, both ashore as well as providing lectures on board the Scenic Eclipse. This is a great shot. One of the skills the Scenic Eclipse has is what's called the GPS dynamic positioning system. And this is a picture that one of our guests took on the second sailing of last year, of her second sailing when she was cruising down there. And the captain pulled up next to an island of ice and turned on the GPS dynamic positioning system, which allows the ship to stay moored without having to drop anchor. So all the guests disembarked along with the crew out on this island of ice, and they were hanging out with emperor penguins, as you see here, drinking some hot chocolates. So again, make sure you look at the Scenic Eclipse for your clients when it comes to both luxury and expedition cruising. And this is a great shot that the Discovery team leader shared with me, with all the activities going on at once in Antarctica. So you've got the kayaks in the water, you've got the Zodiacs in the water, you've got the submarine ready to take some guests down, and you got the helicopter coming in for a landing as well. So only on the Scenic Eclipse can you experience underwater, above water, and in the air. Now we're going to transition over to Emerald Cruises. Now Scenic, as you just witnessed and heard, is all about inclusives and luxury. Emerald Cruises is our premium brand. And in February, we launched Emerald Cruises brand, where we combined both river cruising as well as ocean cruising. So we do have our first ocean yacht, super yacht, under construction that will start sailing in January. All right. So we put Emerald Cruises in the premium market So when you go to emeraldcruises.com, you'll have both river and yacht cruising. We offer the exceptional Emerald value on both experiences. Wine, beer, and soft drinks with lunch and dinner. However, we do have the beverage package that you can purchase for your clients at a 10% commission to you. We have the included daily excursions, not as many in Scenic. However, we do have extra special tours that we include called Emerald Active and Emerald Plus that I'll talk about. Wi-Fi, of course, the port charges and taxes, but as a premium product, especially on the riverside, we do include gratuities, and that's a strong value. So much included, it's no wonder that 5 years previous to COVID, Emerald was voted the best river for the money, best for the value. All right, we feel that we'll continue to get that once we do open back up. So leverage that. Value doesn't mean cheap. Doesn't mean cheap. It just means that it's a good experience at a great cost for your clients. Okay. We refer to our Emerald ships on the rivers as spaceships. A little bit more contemporary, mirrored walls, glass walls. Karen's done a wonderful job with the interior as well. Staterooms similar to Scenic in the lower categories, but when you get up in the higher categories and the suites, they're not as large as the Scenic Space-Ships because the Starships hold up to 181 guests. So you've got the owner's 1-bedroom suite here that's at 315 square feet in Europe, where Scenic, you've got 520 square feet, but still very comfortable. Separate bedroom, walk-in closets. You've got the open-air balcony system as well. Also, educate yourself because up in the higher categories, guests do have access to the concierge service. Okay, there's complimentary laundry. You've got the coffee makers. So there's some more amenities and services that do go in these higher categories with a concierge service. Just like Scenic, we've got those wellness centers and spas on board, little fitness center. I was on the Radiance, I had the treadmill, did some light weights, and also we do have the activity managers. I was outside on the sun deck on the Emerald Radiance in the Douro. We were doing some yoga, stretching, Pilates. So there too, to make the guest experience more enjoyable, a little bit more active as well. The activity managers will go ashore on some of the tours. And in the evening, we had karaoke, trivia, a lot of fun. And these are the activity managers and crew doing some water aerobics in one of our innovations in the pool. So we do have these aft pools where guests can do some laps. And in the evening, we drain the water, close the roof, and it transforms into a cinema where we'll show movies. Nice meeting group area for if you have some groups, and serve some refreshments there also. Now, a little bit about the tours. So as I mentioned earlier, we do offer pretty much one tour in each port. And it's usually kind of a motor coach tour, walking tour. So we're going to take, depending on the destination, it could be a winery, it could be a castle, it could be some type of focal point. But we do include Emerald Plus. And these are extra special tours that are included where we take you to the heart of the country. On the Danube, we've got This Gentleman's Home. It's the home hosted afternoon at This Gentleman's Home. We have some nice refreshments, and cakes, and he tells stories and lives as well. In the south of France, we visit a silk workshop. Weaving silk goes back to the 15th century there, and over in the Amsterdam area, we'll go visit the Keukenhof Gardens, okay? Depending on the cruise, you can have an additional 4 or 5 Emerald Pluses that are included. And then also those Emerald Active. We do see that the Emerald guest tends to be a little bit younger than the Scenic guest and more active. So we have bicycles on board. However, they are not e-bikes. They are manual bikes. So we have guided bike tours, hiking tours, and canoeing tours. I did a little bit of hiking and canoeing on the Douro and Pinhot. It was really a great experience. So if you've got that guest that want that active experience, we've got the included tours in Emerald Active on Emerald Cruises. But also, we have the Discover More where guests would pay more. All right, so discover more, pay more. Let's go back to that Viennese concert at the Palais Liechtenstein in Vienna, where Scenic gets included, where Emerald guests would pay anywhere from 49 euros to 110 euros. All right, so let your clients know about those Discover More tours that they can pre-book also. New for 2022, we've got some shorter cruises. Actually, we started doing them this year. These are some great opportunity for clients who may be on the fence about river cruising. 4 nights, 5 days. We've got them in the Rhine, Danube, and the south of France. What I like about the Danube and the south of France is we have overnights in these marquee ports of Vienna and Budapest and Arles and Avignon. All right, great opportunity. If you've never experienced the Christmas markets, I encourage you. It's legendary over there. It's just a wonderful job that they do. And you may want to extend on a pre or post stay too as well for your clients. And then we do have another starship, the Emerald Luna, that'll start next year in 2022. She'll be on the Rhine, Main, Danube. And then for those Southeast Asia guests on the Mekong, we've got both Scenic over there, but also we introduced the Emerald Harmony. I'm sorry, my computer's a little sensitive here. We introduced the Emerald Harmony, and she holds 84 guests, but I point out the Emerald Harmony because she's the only ship of her size cruising the Mekong that is able to berth downtown in Ho Chi Minh City, okay? We built our own infrastructure over there. We own our ships both on the Scenic and Emerald side. This is our crew there. They work for Scenic, they're our employees, so we take it to the next level. So again, the Emerald Harmony, carrying 84 guests, the only ship of her size to actually berth right downtown in Ho Chi Minh City. And then last, get you off the hook with the Emerald Azzurra. Really excited about the Emerald Azzurra, our first super yacht in the Emerald Cruises brand. She's currently under construction. She was supposed to start sailing in July of this year, but because of COVID, we had to extend the departure into January of 2022. As you can see, she's being built with a real modern feel, very sleek feel. We've got 7 decks, 4 dedicated to guest accommodations on board. Plenty of nice public spaces, spacious suites, and amenities that your clients will really enjoy. And if you've experienced Emerald Waterways, you'll see some public spaces with similar names as well. So why Emerald Azzurra? Well, she's only carrying 100 guests. 88% of the suites and staterooms have balconies and terraces. And what she's all about is accessing these smaller ports and harbors that the larger ships can't get into. Really going into these unique itineraries without a set itinerary, if you will. We'll offer that exceptional Emerald value, beer and wine at lunch and dinner, an excursion in ports, but we'll also have free choice. The Emerald Pluses and the Emerald Active. All right, for guests if they want a little bit more in-depth experience, but you can purchase the beverage package for the guests to make it on cooler. In the aft, you've got the infinity pool. Guests can do some laps out by the pool cafe, have a nice relaxing lunch, read a book while having a beverage. You've got the Horizon Bar and Lounge, which is the heartbeat of the ship, where the cruise director will be giving his lectures, entertainment, nice place to meet and greet. Reflections Restaurant, this is the main dining area. All meals will be served there. We also have al fresco dining out on the terrace. And again, guests can continue that workout routine in the gym and wellness center. We will have some activity managers on board as well. When you look at the accommodations, our staterooms start at the ocean view at 183 square feet. We've got our balcony veranda stateroom up to 306 square feet. Then we have the terrace and yacht suite category. Terrace category goes all the way to 700 square feet, where the yacht suite category will go all the way to 721 square feet. And they actually have terraces out there. All right, terraces, not just balconies, but they have terraces. And then the top category is our owner's suite, all the way up to 1,165 square feet. Separate bedroom, the walk-in closets. You've got that nice veranda out there with a sitting area and the couch, table for indoor dining as well. And again, I always encourage you, educate yourself on the concierge services. You're always going to upgrade your clients, whether it's butler service, concierge service. they're walking away with a more pampered experience, and you've got more money in your pocket. And one of my favorite places is going to be on the sky deck, where there's a spa pool. I can just envision cruising the Mediterranean, having a nice glass of beer out there, enjoying the ocean landscape. Speaking of the Mediterranean, she's built for warm water cruising. So she's primarily going to be cruising the Mediterranean. We've got the Western Med. We've got that Adriatic coast, cruising the Dalmatian coast, the Eastern Med, Greece, Turkey, and she'll winter in the Red Sea, calling on Israel and Egypt as well. Also in 2023, we're going to be going into the Black Sea in 2023. And we just made the announcement yesterday that the second super yacht, the Emerald Azzurra, is currently under construction. She's a sister ship to the Azzurra, and she's going to start sailing in Q1 of 2023. So you're seeing a trend here of Scenic building the small ocean experiences for your client. The Azzurra, as well as the Azzurra, will have a marina platform in the back, paddle boards, wakeboards. We'll have a blow-up island, that flotation island. The guests can jump off and hang out in the water sports. But again, it's all about calling in those smaller ports and harbors. The executive chefs will go ashore, source ingredients from the local market, and prepare some local flavors on board. A little bit of nuts and bolts behind the scenes. Always make sure you hit the agent portal. If you haven't registered, reach out to us. We'll hook you up with sales support. They'll give you a sign in. You've got Express Books. This is our booking engine. You've got access to live inventory 24/7. Every time you make a booking, you're automatically registered in Scenic Rewards. And as you continue to create bookings, make bookings, you accrue points, and you can exchange them for gifts once your clients do sail. We have an agent academy that's more in depth into all products, really takes you more into the itineraries and some more information as well. So I encourage you to take a look at the Agent Academy. Groups, we love groups. Give us an opportunity to quote your groups. We've got a dedicated group desk. We've got a sales manager. We have coordinators. We love charters. We've got a director of charters on board with us now. So give us an opportunity to quote your groups. We've got generous tour conductors. We've got amenities that we can offer you. You can tailor the amenities based on your needs or your client's needs. All right. So make sure you give us that opportunity. We've got some great offers going on starting October 1st. With Scenic, we'll start with the river products. With Scenic, starting October 1st, bookings October 1st to December 15th, up to 25% savings on Europe and Southeast Asia river cruise, plus an additional 5% if your clients want to pay in full. All right, if they want to pay in full, release those funds. We'll give them additional 5% if they pay in full for 2022 departures by December 15th, and for 2023, they've got to pay 12 months prior to departure. Emerald, we've got savings up to $2,400, depending on the length of the cruise. 5-day, $500 per person, 8 to 14, $1,000, and the 15 and longer cruises, it's $1,200 per person savings. And we also have that super early bird 10% on select categories and cabins when they pay in full by December 15th, just like Scenic for 2022, and a 12-month for 2023 departures on select staterooms and suites on the Vista Horizon. Okay, and for the ocean, getting prepared for Q1 Antarctica for 2022, we got a 2-for-1 business class cruising down into Buenos Aires and connecting into Ushuaia on those Antarctica departures on select sailings, and up to 40% off on select 2022 other departures when booking between October 1st and December 15th. And for the Emerald Yacht, we've got the Azzurra, where a free premium drink package. You can make it all inclusive, plus a 5% savings on select sailings and those departures. So we got some great offers. I know it's a lot of information for you, but make sure you reach out to someone. And for attending today, you're getting an exclusive. You get an additional $300 per couple per stateroom when you book Scenic, $500 when you book the Eclipse, and for Emerald Cruises, you get $250 per couple. There's your codes there, US Event 26 for all three brands. You can call Scenic or go to the Express Book or Emerald and put those codes in and get an additional savings. This is our team for you right here. We've got some new additions. Starting at the top, we got Oya B. She's based down in Texas. She covers the Midwest region. We've got Mark Bryant, who's lives in the Connecticut area, but he covers the Northeast and goes down into the Southeast. You've got me handling Florida as well as our key and national accounts. Nancy Iavino, based in Southern Cal. She covers kind of like the Southwest, if you will. And then Kelly Hogan started with us just recently. She's based in Denver, but covers Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. So we've got a great team. Encourage you to reach out. We've got our leader, Ann Chamberlain, our Vice President of Sales. We're all here to support you. Give us an opportunity, again, quote on those groups. We can do some in-person presentations, which we prefer these days over Zoom calls. We can create flyers for your groups, all types of marketing activity. So on behalf of Scenic Group, I want to thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. And we can open up for questions.
Great, thank you so much. And we do have some questions coming in. We have some questions about COVID testing. So I know that you are requiring a vaccine. We have some questions coming in. Will you accept somebody that had COVID and is fully recovered but did not get the vaccine?
No, we require the vaccine. So here's what's going on with that. We require them to be vaccinated, and we also require a PCR test 72 hours prior to boarding. Okay. Also, 2 days prior to debarkation and our guests going back to the airport to fly home, we are providing testing free of charge on board. So they will have results of their PCR test the following day after they're tested.
Okay, perfect. That was actually our next question. We have a few people wondering if you could go back a couple slides to the event promo code screen.
Sure, absolutely. Love to.
Perfect.
There you go. The code is US Event 26, and it's 300 for scenic rivers, 500 for Eclipse, and 250 for Emerald Cruises, river or yacht.
Okay, got it. Our next question is from Dorothy, who is wondering if it really is possible to see emperor penguins on the scenic eclipse in Antarctica.
Well, this is what we've been told. Yeah, we've got our expedition team. We've got our expedition team that has taken pictures and seen them, and absolutely.
Okay, amazing. Our next question is from Carl, who is wondering if any of the provided shore excursions available are okay for people with mobility issues.
I'm sorry, one more time?
If any of the shore excursions would work for people with mobility issues?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for that. So since we're not ADA compliant, I can talk to rivers first. As you know, if you've ever been on a river cruise, it can be very dicey for the physically challenged. We do our best to work with them, depending on how challenged they are. You know, you've got some cobblestone roads that you've got to go up, and there's always the fluctuation between the rivers. Sometimes when you get off, the loading ramps are high, then they can be low. So what we do request is reaching out to us, our reservations, and qualifying how physically challenged they are. We do allow wheelchairs on board, but they're not allowed to be used on board. They have to be folded up, and you've got to be semi-mobile to get around. Okay,
understood. Our next question is from Edward, who is wondering if you have a team member covering Canada.
We have a full team in Canada. Yeah, absolutely. We have a full team in Canada. We have an office in Vancouver. We have 3 sales representatives that cover Canada. If you want to reach out, here's my email. I'll get you in touch with the right representative in Canada.
Okay, perfect. And our next question is from Stephanie, who is wondering if you have any Australia cruises planned for the future.
Yeah, no, nothing yet. Um, we were going to take the Eclipse, Stephanie, to Australia to cruise the Kimberley coast. We had all types of plans on going there over the summertime because we just wanted to do something with the Eclipse, but the Australian government said no. So I believe with the second Eclipse that comes out, Stephanie, that there may be an opportunity that we do go down under with one of the Eclipses. Yes, but that's to be confirmed down the road.
Okay, got it. And it looks like this is our last question from Paul, who is wondering if you can speak to solo traveling and solo supplements.
Yeah, solo travel. So we all the spaceships, Paul, and the starships have a single stateroom. They're a Verandah stateroom, but they do go fast. We do have single supplements during the shoulder season. Obviously, the beginning of the season and towards the end of the season. But during high season, it's usually 200%. We may get tactical at times, so I'd always take a look at the promotions. But there's nothing pretty concrete with a single supplement that's fluid throughout the year.
Okay, got it. And I think those are all of our questions. So thank you so much, Richard, for all of that information. And thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Again, thank you for your time. Appreciate your support. We're here for you. Be safe.
Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.